Good morning, YouTube. How you doing? Today is Wednesday. I want to apologize first and foremost about not being able to get out a video sooner. My last video was Friday, and I had one lined up and recorded on Monday. It was just about a 5-minute video, and it did not go well at all. I just didn't like the way it was recorded, and most importantly, I'm a stay-at-home father trying to raise my little ranger, and he often dictates my schedule more than I do. So when he's down for an hour, I also have other things I need to get done, so I may not necessarily be able to get a video out. And as a lot of other YouTube channel creators or owners, whatever, know that it takes time to get a video. You do a couple takes until you find one that you like, and I'm just simply using an iPad, so I don't have all this fancy equipment. And of course it was raining the other day, so couldn't really sit out here, and I don't want to let y'all in my house. No offense. The video that I had lined up for Monday was a video that was in response to a Facebook conversation that I had with somebody, basically over a Bernieite. And I gotta admit, y'all Bernieites are just off the chain, stupid, ridiculous people. I don't get it. Y'all want free, but you do understand that free requires a tax rate increase across the board for everybody. And Bernie has said the tax increase would be 80 to 90%. 89% tax rate increase is biblical standards. And biblical standards, they weren't making what we're making now. And there was poverty, all over the place. So everyone's complaining that times are tight now. Wait until you get a Hillary or a Bernie in office, then you're gonna be sucking your thumb looking for your mama's whatever, because you're really shit's gonna hit the fan then. So that's just utterly ridiculous. I don't understand that about you guys. But anyways, the Facebook conversation was with two gentlemen, and I hate Facebook conversations because people are just asinine, period end. They want to act all tough, they want to act all big and bad, and then when you confront them on face to face, then it's like, boo, and I got enough drama in my life, enough. I got 2 girls, a little baby, and yeah, I don't need, I'm already losing some of my hair, as you can see, and I'm not trying to lose any more. But here's where I'm going at this morning. There used to be a song back in the day, and I don't even remember who sang it. And I was thinking about it yesterday, and it was called "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone?" At least that was the chorus of it, one of the lines. I say that to say this, where are all the men at in this new generation? Because from what I see, all the men in this generation, they don't know how to do crap, and they want crap handed to them, and it's weakening their generation. And hold fast, I blame some of the Generation Yers, because y'all have just taken it easy on your kids. You haven't spanked them, you haven't taught them jack crap, you've given everything to them on a silver platter, and they don't know how to do anything. Now they turn around and they want the government providing for them because they can't provide for themselves because you failed them. Period end. If you want to blame anybody, all you need to do is look in the mirror. Period end. You guys are the reason Bernie Sanders is getting the votes he is. You're the reason that Hillary, that lying little princess who's got enough wrinkles to hush your mouth, you're the reason that she's getting the votes that we got, or that they have. Excuse me. I did some homework late last night, or yesterday afternoon, and just going over some of the most prominent civilizations, the most well-known civilizations back in the day, about manhood and raising children and such. The Spartan society. At age 7, they begin their military training. They learn boxing, swimming, javelin throwing, discus throwing, and by 18 and 20, they had a major test of physical prowess and mental abilities. So at that age of 18, if not 20 years old, they were already taught combat, and some were politicians, and most were soldiers. And they were also farmers as well. Vikings. They, at the age of 7, they started taming horses. They made arrows, they shaped shields, and they brandished shields. At age of 3, they were playing with wooden weapons and spears, and they were taught wrestling. By 12, they were already in combat. Samurais, the Japanese. At age 3, they were being given wooden weapons to play with. By 5, they were issued a real sword for self-defense and protection. Around 8 or 9, they were sent to military academy. The Aztecs, they were trained in war. They were trained at war by the age of 6, and that was just for the nobles, the noble class. And then at 15, they were trained for combat war if you were a commoner. The Apaches, some of the most fearless warriors that have been on our continent. They started training at boyhood for endurance and stamina, and I don't know the actual age. I'm assuming it's probably 9 or 10, maybe 11. They started what is called the Novice Warrior Complex, and they had to go through 4 raids, and they must return alive, and they must return without shame, meaning honoring their principles, taking life, and acting right. And then the Huns, they were taught to ride a horse and shoot a bow by 5 and 6 years old. By late teens, they were required to be a master of both, and they were taught to hunt and kill by the age of 3, if not 4, and they were considered a man when they could use a full man's bow, which more homework came up and produced that was using a man that was 40 years old to use his bow. Now, our men now in our society are just flat out weak. Not from my generation, at least some of my generation. I feel, because I'm a Generation Y, some of our generations got it together still as far as a manhood and passing that manhood on to your own son, and then the other half, y'all are just freaking lost and nincompoops. And I blame you. I absolutely do. And America should blame you, because you have done nothing but weaken our society. You have taught your children that things are handed to you. You haven't taught them the value of hard work, the value of $1, the value of respect and honor and discipline and self-control. And that doesn't just go, I'm not going to be PC, this does just not go for white folks. It goes for black folks, it goes for Hispanic folks, whomever. The greatest enemy we have right now in the world, not just our country, but the world has, is ISIS. And ISIS is raising their men like the Spartans, the Apaches, the Huns. And what are we doing? I mean, really, what are we doing? My son is 4 months old, and 4.5 months, he'll soon be 5 months. With every fiber of my being, every day, I show him what it is to work, to have respect, and I lead by example. And what are y'all doing? Y'all are just plaguing and destroying our country. And here's the thing, and I said it in one of the previous videos, the most powerful thing in our country is not the politician. The most important thing in our country is the American family. The family, that's the dinner table. That's where it all starts. And you guys are destroying the dinner table. I mean, you're not, you guys are just out of your damn minds, and you're to blame. You're to blame, and it pisses me off. And I did not bust my hump for 8 years of my life to earn my freedoms and to fight for yours, so you can put your head down at your pillow and your children can put their head down safely at night when I go out and do the stuff that you can't do, that you don't have to intestinal fortitude to do. But then you want to turn around and destroy what I've worked for and what I've earned and what I've given you by turning it into a socialist Marxist communist regime. You know, I'm honestly to the point that maybe we should just have anarchy and you know, let the hammer fall and let natural selection hit, and let's see who lasts. I mean, truly, because what have you taught your children? What have you taught your children that is anything remotely helping them? They've gone from sucking on your breast to going to the government's breast, and that's not manhood. And there are times when I see that the women of the Generation Z have more testicular fortitude than the men do, and I just laugh. I mean, my girls, my girls play soccer. My girls are tougher than some of the guys are that they play soccer against for their school, because it's co-ed soccer. And because I teach them not to be afraid, to get up. Are you bleeding? Are you broken? Okay, get up, move on, ranger up, suck it up, get up and move, don't quit. These are the things that I'm teaching them, and y'all have just destroyed it. It infuriates me so much, but I feel so sorry for you, because your folks taught you the right things. Generation X, they taught you the right things. And what have you done? You have totally destroyed, without revocation, unequivocally destroyed the future for your children, because you didn't pass on those values, because you didn't discipline your children, because you didn't read them the Bible, or you didn't take them to church, or you didn't teach them the value of respect, how to be a gentleman, how to be a proper lady. And yet you complain because the system is the way it is. And part of it makes me want to leave the United States and take my family somewhere else. But you know what? I'm not a runner. I don't run. And I've earned my right to be here, to fight here, to stay here. I have earned my freedoms. And I've given you your freedoms. So have my brothers who are still in service, and some who are in wheelchairs, and yada, yada, yada. And to just piss away what you have done. Excuse me, for you to piss away what we have done, what we have given you, what we have worked for, what we have bled for. It's your fault. It's absolutely your fault. And it infuriates me, and I feel sad for you. Because when the shit hits the fan, you're going to need guys like me. And I can do one of the two things. I can turn my back, or I can be the bigger man and show you what a real example of a man is, and let my son show you what a real example of a man is. So that's my piece. I'll put out a video later in the week about a tactical survival knife that I've got, one of the best knives I've ever seen. I'll put out a video for that, and we'll see what else we can do for the rest of the week. Take care. Have a great week. Stay safe. Stay alert. Stay alive. Later.